And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this very special edition of Gymnastics for Everyone. How you guys doing? We have a very special guest co-host today, our returning guest panelist, our good friend Oscar.
Hi
Yay!
everyone. Happy birthday to Makayla. Everyone wish her a happy birthday, please.
Thank you. So we have some new things to talk about on the channel real quick before we get into today's topic because we've got lots of topics to talk to you about because we're recapping the entire 2023 season from NCAA to Elite all the way through Worlds. And then at the end, we're going to give you a brief preview of Swiss Cup and Arthur Cup. And when I say brief preview, it may just be
That much.
that, that much. But we're gonna do what we can do. Um, but before we do, I want to thank everybody so very much for getting the channel to I think we're over 700 subscribers at this point. Thank you. We were able to get to the first tier of monetization for the channel. So if anybody want to send a super thanks, I think there's a button down there at the bottom with a little dollar sign that if you want to donate to the channel, you can hit that button and our proceeds will go directly to the channel. We're trying to save up for a nice little laptop so we could edit more videos and give y'all better live streams, whatever. When I get a laptop, I will pay for restream then so I could do like we used to do and play like videos and stuff in the midst of the conversations. Also, if you want to join the memberships, we have two tiers to the membership. The first tier is only 99 cents per month, and that tier have all of its benefits. I don't remember what they were. And then we have the second tier, um, which is I think is $1.99 a month. And that second tier will let our members get exclusive live chats, things that we can't say on the regular show. We will save for those shows. If we get enough members subscribed, I will promise y'all one of those exclusive shows every 2 weeks. But we have to get those members up. We have to get to at least 10 members before we start doing those things. So tell your friends. With that being said, our good friend Oscar is back. Oscar, how you been?
I've been good. I've been taking a nice, well needed break from gymnastics, and I have my
Oh my
energy
God,
back.
it's been so, so, so much gymnastics.
That's so
It's like,
exciting that people can subscribe. Is that just on YouTube? The
yes,
subscriptions? Okay.
yes. We haven't earned
Everyone go
those privileges.
subscribe,
If
please.
you want to, I mean, you don't got to. You don't got to. But what you do have to do is like and subscribe to the channel. As what the ultimate goal is to get the channel over 1,000 subscribers, so we can get to the big money, the big bag over here on the YouTube. So
Right.
are we ready
And
for
everything that
NCAA
comes with that.
and everything that comes with that? Are we ready for NCAA next season? Hell no. I am going to take advantage of this nice little break of gymnastics after this weekend. And I realized I've seen Worlds, I watched Worlds, but I never actually paid attention to like the competition. Like I need to go back and rewatch it. Same thing with Pan American Games. Like I I may have watched Pan American Games more than I actually watched Worlds. Actually,
I definitely I still haven't finished the the qualification team final for Pan Am's, and I watched all of Worlds, but it was just so much. I don't see how anyone could watch all of that in like, you know, 1 week sitting and feel that they really processed, digested all of the information that took place.
and then you guys got to remember at the time, I was a co-host to another show, and we were also covering the damn Asian games. So it was just like a 2 week stretch
Right.
nonstop. Like it was just a lot. That's not my life anymore. I'm no longer a part of that. And it helps. I can't lie. It helps not watching it live. It helps watching it, being able to digest it on my own accord. Because I feel like I
Completely.
digest it better than watching it live.
I feel the same way, and I think there's more than one reason for that, you know?
Absolutely. But let's not go there because I know what people want me to do, and we're not doing that. So, what we're talking about today is we're recapping the entire 2023 season of gymnastics. And when I say entire, we are going to start off with the NCAA. So, NCAA 2023, the first topic I want to talk about is Oscar, how do you feel about these new challenge? And I got exactly. How do you feel about these new challenge meets where they start off the season with so many teams on one platform? Like it gives those first meets, in my opinion, more importance than the way they used to do it because so many big teams are now here at the beginning of the season. How do you feel, friend?
I'm curious what you meant by that they're all on the same channel or network now. Is it because you're talking about a broadcasting network?
Yeah, because they get the broadcast six teams together. So like let's say I think one year ABC was doing it, one year one meet ESPN may do it like so some teams that would never get on the big stage. Like Fisk. Like work Fisk isn't
Right.
even
Okay.
an NCAA school. There are a what is it? A
HBCU? Or what do you
but
mean?
the
Something else?
conference the conference they're in, they're
Oh, I wouldn't know. Sorry.
I'm so sorry. But whatever conference they're in, they're not even in the NCAA conference. They're in a lower level conference. So for them to even be invited, that's giving them eyes that would never see them do gymnastics. Other words. So how do you
Yeah,
feel
that
that?
was great because that was also their first season ever, right? As a program.
Yes.
Um, are you talking about divisions?
I'm talking about just how do you feel about how it gives those first few meet a level of importance that they never used to be. Like it used to just be like regular dual meet start the season. Everybody would start off slow, but because it's so many eyes on like the collegiate challenge one or the other one that they do. I think it's like three of them that they do for the first week. Because it's so many
Right.
eyes, you have to step it up from the beginning of the season. It's no more relaxing into the season like it used to be. It's like you
Well, I
got to
would
be.
say it's different for different teams, probably.
That's
I would
true.
say I would imagine they added a whole nother level of stress and probably expectations for like a newer program like Fisk compared to the more established programs with longer histories and higher scoring histories as well. I don't think it's quite as the stakes are quite as high or the same. But all I meant by the divisions question was, are you saying that Fisk is not D1? Is that the difference you're trying to
Yeah,
make?
they're not D1. They're not a
Okay,
D1.
thank you. So I think it's great for a newer program, potential experience. You're also being in and following, and of course, there's a whole sport that comes with that, and NIL, and giving the athlete and the athletes the attention and the appreciation that like they deserve, that they would all that's stopping them from receiving that is arguably being on these big networks, right? That's how I should
Correct.
say I should see.
No, I completely agree with your perspective. Like, it's absolutely true. And I also feel like that sometimes when you have those six team competition scores are slightly inflated earlier on, so teams have a higher have a potential of having a better um national qualifying score towards the end of the season because of, you know, judges is, I'm not saying giving out scores, but being more generous at the beginning of the season, where it used to be the judges was real strict at the beginning of the season and didn't start giving out those nines and tens till somewhere in the middle.
Right. I definitely think the judging in NCAA in general has I don't want to say been inflated, but I feel like overall it's the the lower scores are higher. I don't know about the higher scores being higher since there's a roof on it, but
No, I completely agree. At one
yeah.
point in time, like it was very normal to see somebody get a 9.85 for a good routine. Now it's like a 9.85. It's like you fail. Like a 9.85 is like they got to drop that 9.85. Um, how do you feel about before we move on? Okay, so how do you feel like how the NIL has changed, at least on the women's side of the sport? Do you think it's helped? Do you think it's well, it couldn't have hurt, but how do you think it's changed? Do you think it's beneficial? Do you think it's beneficial to certain teams? Do you think every team is benefiting from the NIL situation equally? Do you even have an opinion on it?
Thank you. Um, I do have opinions, but it's also such a big question and topic, and I think it is different for pretty much everyone, right? Why would it be the same? But gosh, I mean, my first reaction is, or my first thought is that as individuals, these athletes are getting what was deserved for them, and like I'm so in favor of NIL being introduced as an option for the athletes to make their living and to be on equal footing or more equal footing with other sports and other athletes from different sports. I think the everyone now is like a business person. Everyone and their mother, pretty much it feels like. So everyone has an agenda, and that's different to see in following the individual athletes. But I can't knock them for that, nor am I trying to. And the thing would imagine is has the biggest difference is the way that it affects teams in general in terms of what the priority of the teams are and the ways it could potentially get in front of like individual success or individual problems. Like I don't just having the money, the business side of it be the priority makes me wary because I know there are lots of greedy people in positions of power in these teams. So I just don't want it to like fuck over the girls.
Very, 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 very true. Very true. Um, but with that being said, some people are being able to make a shit ton of money, and that's also a good thing because everybody just can't be Simone Biles. Everybody just don't have the talent level, the personality level. So I feel like if you do have a certain brand that you're trying to launch, I think especially being a very beautiful young, not teenager, early 20 something girl, young adult, you're able to make some easy money doing some playful things that are very harmless that a lot of people are going to judge you by, but at the end of the day they do the exact same shit for free.
That part, I agree. I also I didn't get to mention that I think it's obviously great that NIL is how I see it is that NIL is giving the sport and all the athletes way more attention than they've ever received. And
Absolutely.
right, that's so obvious. I don't want it. I just felt like it should be included.
No, you're fine, friend. You're fine.
Part of
So
what I'm wondering about is how the aspect of NIL, like how it influences the broadcasters, and because that has so much to do with how the general public, like, you know, takes it
because
in
I
and
can
like
imagine
perceives it.
I can imagine if a certain gymnast have a certain sponsorship with the like they have a I don't know Reebok deal, but Nike is sponsoring the event. I can see how that could be a conflict of interest.
Like they might that athlete might get more um attention from the broadcaster, but are the scores actually are they being judged fairly or unfairly because
I
of that
really think
notoriety?
I think at this point I don't think the scores have been affected by the NIL, but I do think if we could get even more famous gymnasts
From more teams that have
for
less
both teams,
superstars?
because they can profit so much from college gymnastics, I think that might be an issue in the future. But right now, I don't think we crossed that bridge.
Okay.
Hopefully, we never will,
Yeah, definitely, hopefully.
because I feel like they give the girls unfair scores for other reasons other than just how much.
Oh, so it's like a pre-existing problem, the way you see
Yeah,
it?
it depends on what school you go to. That's what your scores are going to look like.
Okay. I feel like I should give a disclaimer to the audience that like I follow Elite. Elite is my firstborn, my first passion. And NCAA is second if it's not glaringly obvious. So excuse me for not knowing quite as much as Makayla.
No, okay. One more topic in the NCAA, then we can move on to the elite season. National
Okay.
championships. Um, OU won again. I don't remember who came in second place. I think
Second place
Florida.
was Florida. And then Utah was third. UCLA was fourth? Or was it Cal? Or something was
I
fourth.
think it was UCLA. Yeah, it was
Maybe part of me wants to say UCLA didn't even make it to the final, but that might just be like the final. Is the final have four or two teams?
four teams.
Yeah, okay. I
So
can't
how do you
remember
feel about that?
perfectly.
Because the finals used to be the Super Six, and
I
it,
remember that in 2018, that's how UCLA won, right?
and I so prefer the Super Six over the what do they call it, the Elite Four. It just felt more like a I'm not gonna say a real competition. That's so horrible, but
What made it feel less legit when it went to four?
it just happened so quickly.
Oh, okay. It was too quick for your taste?
Yeah, because like when it's like elite is eight, right? So it's like uh a full team goes, there's a break. Another team goes, there's a break. Then they switch rotations. In NCAA now, it's just like everybody goes on their event next round. Everybody goes on their event next round. Everybody goes on their event next round. Everybody goes on their event. Bam, into the competition. That shit could be over in like an hour and 15 minutes. Like
And when it was six teams, there was two teams sitting out every other
it was,
rotation?
yeah, it was always two buys, so it's always going to be four buys for the entire thing. So it lasted like 2 hours.
I'm always a fan of longer meets. So like
Me
you'll
too, but
never see me being like make it shorter.
not the broadcast.
Never.
Why do you think OU gets so much hate?
um gosh, what do I want to lead with here?
Lead with the truth, friend. Lead with the truth. And everybody, we're storing tonight because it is my birthday. So story or drink or do whatever you do.
Stoy. I okay. They're both the truth. So I'm just gonna pick one randomly. It doesn't mean it's the biggest truth or a bigger truth than the second reason. But when I think of OU, why are they winning? I think, or why they get so much hate? Because they're winning, because they're doing so well. Then the whole other part of it, which I feel like predates that or precedes that, would be the culture of the coaches and the gymnasts, the things the gymnasts say online, the type of attitude they have, where it's not. This is all my opinions. Remember, the audience, that it's kind of like, it's not just a confidence in yourself that's for yourself. It's about letting people know that you think you're best, the vibe. But I also like how a lot of the OU gymnasts I follow support the girls from their other teams. Just wanted to add that. So I definitely don't
I have
think
a
it's like a
little,
problem with the gymnasts or something like that.
I
I
have a
think it's
little bit of an
culture.
insight to this. A little bit
Oh,
of an
please
insight to
share.
this. For those of you guys who don't know, I have a brother. His name is Davin Joseph. He played professional football. He was in the NFL for 10 years. But before
With
he
the
went to the NFL,
Dolphins?
no, he played for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But before he went to the NFL, he went to college and he played at OU for 4 years. And when he was at OU, they were a pretty decent football team. Now they, very mid, but back then they were a really good football team. So I kind of learned some things about the culture of OU, and the culture of their gymnasts is the culture of OU. Or they're very a cocky school, very braggadocious, and I think that's the thing that people don't like about their gymnasts, but that's kind of their culture. Like, yeah, bitch, we won the last 4 years straight. Yeah, we're gonna glow. We're gonna
And
take
also,
pictures.
it's like you can talk all the shit you want, but at the end of the day, you can't take that from them. So that's always gonna be a strong leg to like stand on.
And this is a good transition. What always bothers me with the hate that OU gets is fans really hate OU for always winning, but love USA Gymnastics for always winning. And I don't understand. OU isn't like a Russian school; it's still an American school. So I don't understand how can you be so mad at this one school because they always win, but yet you want the Americans to always win.
Do you think it's about awareness and being self-aware of why you like the teams you like? Maybe there are reasons they're an American stan and they're not even really aware of that.
Because OU Gymnastics is very so much old school Russian gymnastics. Like
Hmm. Why?
just the things that they choose to do is very once they figure something out, they're gonna match that shit out to tell us no.
Oh, you are
And
talking about skills.
yes, like how they have that little technique they have. It's a very special OU technique on their Yurchenko 1.5 that causes them to almost always stick it. That no other school can figure it out, but they teach all their girls that damn technique.
Can you describe it? What's different about the technique? Because I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure I could put it to words.
They twist late, they block high, and they kind of land kind of straddled a little bit.
They definitely are landing straddled, very Luisa Blanco. But is it different from the way Vlada vaults? How she sets it up and then she whips it down?
Without the whipping part though.
Better form, definitely.
Kind of like Vlada, but without the whipping part. They stay straight in the air. I don't know. It's just a weird technique that don't other schools don't use. It's not bad. It's just not an American style. Like the Americans, all the other schools they block, then twist very early. You know,
I think that should be a bigger deduction in elite. I don't know about NCAA because I just don't know the rules, the deductions as well.
I think it should be. Like, I don't like the blocking and twisting early.
But like what really bugs me is that it's not talked about a lot, especially on TV. Of course, like I shouldn't be expecting better things from TV commentators, but like I expect someone like Kathy Johnson or I don't even know Tim Daggett on the men's side. Like it's just like I think it's 1/10. So why would you even bring it up? Because there's so many other 1/10 deductions going on that don't need to be acknowledged from like an irregular view, someone who's not a regular viewer.
Mhm.
But I think that should be like 3/10, not a tenth. And
Twisted
I
early.
yes, because it's also taking away from the power and the dynamics of your vault, right?
But if you enforce that rule, we'll see so many girls go down to your Chico 1.5. It'll be scary. It'll be sad.
Would you rather see girls with who like have actually delay the twist on 1.5s or the rush doubles? Because part of me says 1.5s with like a proper delay twist.
Hey, with the way they scoring them two vaults nowadays, the rush doubles. If you can stick a rush double.
We're talking about elite, or you are, right?
Hmm.
I was talking about both. But okay,
Oh, in
we can
college,
move on. Yeah, both
whichever
college and elite.
whichever one you can stick, ask Jay Carey, because Jay Carey damn sure brush her damn your Chinko double twist and stick it and almost scores 10 almost every time. So
Oh right, duh. There are way less girls who can even try to do doubles in NCAA. You're right.
I
Sorry.
think it's just Jade, Jordan,
Miss Ashley Nat. That's who I think of when I think of double twisting
Kaya
Yurchenko.
Johnson from LSU.
Hmm.
I think that's about it. I think everybody else does 1.5s or handspring front pikes halves.
I'm not the person to ask.
It's cool. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on, everybody. So, moving on to do, 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 the elite season. Let's start off with the early competitions. Well, before we even start off with the early competitions, let's start off with what everybody thought the world team would have eventually been at the beginning of elite season after Winter Cup. Everybody was saying that their predictions for this world championship team, I'm sorry, is Charlize Jones, Jordan Childs, Jay Carey, Sky Blakely, and Zoe Miller.
When? Because
The
I
beginning,
remember when people were leaving Shilese off their teams. But maybe that happened later after she withdrew from Classic. Sorry. You're talking about the beginning of the season.
I'm talking about the very beginning of the season, like before Winter Cup, like during Winter Cup.
Excuse me. Oh, did you ask me something?
Yes, I asked how you feel about those early predictions. Do you feel like those early predictions were fair, was valid? Do you see why everybody felt like those five girls would have been the world team at the time?
Wait, I only remember three of the names. Let me guess the other two that you said. It was Shilese, Jordan Childs,
Mm-hmm.
Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Beginning of 2023, I was not putting Leanne on any world team. I was
No.
not putting Lexi.
No.
Uh, oh, maybe you said Zoe Miller.
Yes.
Four. Oh, did you say Jade Carey? Because she
Uh-huh.
was the world champion. Okay.
Correct. So at the beginning of the season, without thinking about how everything played out, how do you feel like that team would have did?
At Worlds this year,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that different a team. I think Jade's events are so low, they're lower risk than like other gymnasts, ball and floor, or even bars and beam. And I'm not using her for bars and beam. So where would that leave Jordan? What events would Jordan have to do?
I think people thought Charlize, Jordan, and Sky would have done the all around. Jade would have done three events, and Zoe would have did bars.
Not Jade. Not Jade on beam. Um,
Last year, she was scoring pretty decently on beam.
I remember at like the Paris Cup, I was never in that camp. Is all I'm trying to say now. Respectfully, I don't want to bash Jade.
It's
Sorry.
all respectfully. It's all respectfully. So
So,
then,
am I surprised, or do I think they would have won? Yeah, they would have won if Jordan hit her four. But three in qualification, who it doesn't matter. Shilese is gonna hit, Jade is gonna hit, and then the other three can fall, and they would still win, in my opinion. Just like Leanne fell, and I don't think they needed Simone's cushion. What
okay.
do you think?
I think that team would have been.
I think they could have won even with Jade doing beam.
I think they would have won the team competition, but all of the individual medals they got, they wouldn't have gotten as many. In my opinion.
Well, I think you're right. I think that the other team has higher scoring potential for a team score and for
Like Rebecca
individual medals.
Andrade would have came for this world championship and cleared house, and then Flavia would have also did what she had to do on beam and floor and would have cleared house. Like and Jessica Gadarova had a chung, so let's imagine Jessica Gadarova didn't hurt herself at that point in time. The only other chung they had was Jade Carey, so Charlize, she still probably would have came in second. And yeah, I mean, and if Jordan just not would
That's
have
a
not,
big thought.
and if Jordan would have just not fallen, she probably would have came in third place. So yeah, 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 I agree with you. I agree with you. So let's take it to another very old school competition.
Please, please.
Do you remember Europeans from this year?
Yeah. Not as well, but I do.
I not as well either. I just remember Jessica got a roll for one. I think Alice D'Amato came in second place.
She won bronze, and Zofia Kovacs won silver.
Okay, dope.
I
So
forgot
yeah,
what we were like that we were why we were bringing up Euros because the whole theme of the episode is
yes.
going through the year. 2022 Euros was really fun, but it was like definitely all about Jessica Gadarova.
Definitely all about Jessica Gadarova. I don't think Sophia Koufax was doing her hardest routines at that competition, or was she?
Probably not floor. I think she was doing her usual 6'2", 6'3" bars, and like she has like a 6'0" beam also.
Hmm.
I think that she just fell on beam, and if she hadn't fallen, if you add the point back, she would have won.
Okay.
But 2023 Euros was the first. It was like the biggest title that Team GB has ever won for the women.
Yes, that's the team, right?
Yeah, Colleen won on ball, Alice won bars, Sane won beam, and Jessica won floor. It was an
Euros was
exciting
really good.
routine looking at the
Yeah,
results.
now thinking about it, Euros was really good this year, actually.
But the scores were so down compared to Worlds. There was, I don't think anyone got a 14 on floor, or maybe the gold medal, the gold routine on floor was a 14. And beam, I don't think anyone touched a 14.
I think that was fair though. I think Euros was a fair example of the way they were scoring at Worlds, though.
This Worlds, I feel like it was more with last Worlds, and then this Worlds, the scores just went up.
I feel like the scores went up after qualifications, but they were kind of tight in qualifications.
Hmm. Okay. All I think about with qualifications is Jessica Gadarova beating Rebecca, coming in third, and she like
Oh,
qualified to every event.
poor Jessica got her over. Poor Jessica got her over.
That has not sunk in. Definitely really unfortunate because she just like makes all the competitions more competitive.
Mm.
Or she has. Like, I appreciate her for that. Even if sometimes I think she's overscored.
I have such a love-hate relationship with Jessica Gadarola. I really do enjoy her gymnastics. It's just if the
You
judge scored
prefer
her,
Jennifer.
I prefer Jennifer clearly, but if they scored her fairly, I think she would still win. She just,
It would be by a smaller margin, maybe.
yeah, but she would still win.
On
You know,
floor.
on all of the events, like especially like bars and
You're
beam,
talking
like
about at Worlds?
talking about every competition. Like Jessica Galarova is not that girl on bars or beam. Like the scores that they give her be ridiculous. Like
Oh, so we're saying the same thing?
yes,
I thought you were defending her scores.
I tell you, love hate relationship. I love her. It's just she should be scoring somewhere around her teammates. Like
She should
uh,
be getting like the it shouldn't she shouldn't be that much better than her teammate scores, I feel like.
she should be scoring right around where the Italians score. Right around there.
Definitely. That's like a 55.5 on a good day.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe a 56 on a great day with the Chong, but those 57s, and I'm just like, I just don't see it. Like, do y'all see her bar routine? Like,
But I do want to give her credit for having a clean competition and hitting her events. Like
oh,
that speaks for
absolutely.
a lot
Once
on
again,
its own.
it's not her fault that these are the scores that they choose to give her. But
Right, because I feel like Alice is probably the best Italian all-rounder right now
mm-hmm.
in terms of potential, but I don't think she's hit a clean all-around final to her full potential, whereas I feel like Jessica did that in qualification at Worlds this year.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, I feel like this is the first year that Alice had to be the leader of the team. She normally relies on Agia so much, but
And Georgia, she's
and
never really
Georgia
had to.
and Markio. So
Martina, yeah.
it was a lot of girls that so Asia had to really step it up and
And look at all the weird falls she had.
um before we get to Worlds though, before we get to Worlds, because so then the next part of the season, right? We
Oh, right,
had the
sorry.
no, you're good. So then we had the announcement from Gymnastics that Gabby Douglas was in the gym training, and then like 2 months later, Gabby Douglas was like, "Yeah, bitch, I'm back."
Right, they said something in October of last year, and then
Mhm.
we found out in 2023, the beginning.
I think so. Yes.
How did we find out with the turns, the e-turn videos?
Yes, Gabby was like, "Yeah, bitch, I'm back with my e-turns. I'm back." How do we feel about that? Like, in all honesty, y'all know I'm a Gabby Douglas fanatic over here. Do we really think she has a shot at making this Olympic team? Do we really think that this woman, this very grown ass woman, can put together a hard enough routine that can challenge the likes of Shawty's Jones and Sky Blakely and Jocelyn Robertson and like some really awesome Like, do we honestly think that Gabby Douglas, who we haven't seen do gymnastics since 2016, has a better shot than Trinity Thomas, who just came off of an NCAA season? Like,
without like injuring herself also by pushing it too hard, you know, to keep
yeah,
up.
like, do we really think Gabby? I mean, I do, but I'm asking for somebody to put some
The way
It's
I see it is it's like her she's like, I don't know, maybe 5 times as more likely at least to make the Olympic team if she's not trying to do the all around.
oh, okay. Whew. I'm like, what? Where was this going at first? Oh, boy. What events other than bars do you think she should do? Because clearly she has to do bars. Like,
Yeah,
well,
bars is her piece. That's obvious to me.
now if Gabby could come back with a good Chung Amanar and a 6'9" bar routine, that wouldn't hurt. Do I think that's realistic?
Why has she
No.
not posted anything? Because why post?
Why post? I don't think she have full routines put together at this point.
But I have so much faith in her. I have the most faith in her being outside of bars, and she showed us that she can do things on bars. So I'm just like, vault is just like I have nothing. I'm looking at a
I mean, she showed us
empty
she can do
box.
things on Beam now.
I know I said I have the most faith that she can
Oh, okay.
be competitive or regain the skills she had, the routines she had um on
I mean,
beam over besides bars, and she's shown us that she's doing bars. So I think I have no idea about vault, and then I don't think she needs to pursue floor or train it
at all,
if
at
that's her
all,
goal. If that's her goal.
at all. But if her goal is to be challenge Simone some way, shape, or form,
She's like, I just want to be a national champion. One.
you would have to still challenge Simone to do that. Um, our friend Gabby would need one hell of a bar routine. All right, Kalia
But you
Nemore
came
level.
up with some crazy, not Killian
Oh,
Nemore level. The ones you came up with were like 6'7", right?
yeah. I mean, I could come up with something crazier if y'all want me to. I mean, I was just trying to be realistic with things that I think are like, you know.
I think isn't her issue that she doesn't have any skills that are above an E. She needs to learn harder skills, like that actually are worth more, instead of
She needs to learn
combinations.
how to do. She definitely. I don't think she needs to learn how to do gap many more skills. She just needs to learn an F release move. She needs to learn how to do a
Yeah,
downy or shang or something like that, which I think is in her wheelhouse. I think she should be able to learn how to do one.
I could see her doing a Nabieva that like I wouldn't really like. I
I
know that's
don't
so
think.
negative.
I don't think that's. I mean, it is an F release move now, but I don't think that's. I think it
It
should be a
feels more.
down.
It feels closer to her Pike Takachev than the Downey for some reason. Just because it's like, but
Well,
she did have great stalders.
I've never seen Gabby do any toe on release moves. Like I never seen her do a Maloney or a Van Leeuwen. She's always done a chow or a chow half.
And even her toe up in 2012 was like not a toe up, it was a ray, right? Where you do
Mm-hmm.
straddle up, half
Mm-hmm.
turn straddle up. So she's not doing any toe on moves ever? Or she used to do.
That I can think of. She's everything I could think of it was because she even used to do a starter full to a full twist and double back as a junior. So I don't think
That
Gabby.
is definitely some like a flex to be
I
doing a
don't think
hard routine and not doing any toe ons.
I don't think Gabby just either does in bars or straddles. I don't ever remember seeing her do a tall scale.
And why should she? They're what you do because you can't do in bars or straddles.
Period.
I
um,
Everyone was giving the beam routines and it looks super legit. I don't think anyone who won the Team USA has a 6+ beam routine right now.
Simone does.
Shilese might, Sky does.
Yeah.
Suni competed one.
Suni competed one, and that was her watered down version of Suni's being routine.
Right. And she received like full, or she got over a 6 all 3 times she did it, I think. 6.0. So I'm just saying, like, it's not nothing to come back with a 6.3, 6.4 beam routine right now for Team USA. Like, if she's hitting that.
And see, my fear is they're gonna put Gabby and Suni up against each other because I just don't see them both making the Olympic team together on the same team. I know that's the dream.
Oh, now it's Suni. I thought you were putting her against Sky earlier.
I don't see Sky having a chance if both Suni and Gabby are healthy and ready to compete. Unless Shy is like, my floor is right. I'm scoring 14 plus on four like everybody else, and I have my chung vault ready.
Scoring 57s.
Because she has to challenge Charlize. Like, it's not good enough to be the third best all around anywhere. You have to be trying to challenge Charlize.
Which
I think,
sucks. Like,
I think,
that's a
I
big
think,
difference.
and see, for Charlize, on the other hand, her issue is she can't be worried about the people behind her. She needs to be trying to challenge Rebecca Andrade.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it feels. Like,
Okay,
she
now
shouldn't be
Johnny,
looking back.
Johnny,
There's
there
still room
is
for.
still room for Connor. This is the room for Connor. This is the room for Connor. I'm pretty sure when she goes to NCAA, she's gonna water down to Yurchenko 4. They're probably not gonna use her on vault at LSU because they have so many strong vaulters at LSU. So she might lose vault altogether.
Mm.
Bars, she already hated doing bars in elite. So bars is gonna be watered down to the max. We might get Maloney, Pat, tap up, half turn, straddle, toe circle, jump up to the high bar, giant swing, full in, dismount. Like that might be all we get for bars for Connor. Now, this is Connor's opportunity. If somebody says, you know what, and that somebody would have to be Gabby or Sky. If Sky says, Beam is not working for me. I know I can have a 6-8 beam routine, but I always fall on that motherfucker. So, let me water Beam back down. Let me get two really good vaults. Let me upgrade the fuck out of bars, and let me try to get a specialist spot as a vaulter bar specialist. That leaves Connor's room for the team because then they would need somebody who's good on both beam and floor, and then she would just have to fight for that spot against Kalia Lincoln.
Because Kalia is better than Jocelyn.
Yes. And if both Jordan and Sky have Chung, and hell, let's just say even Jay Carey improve, there's just no need for Jocelyn Robertson on the Olympic team, even though I love Jocelyn Robertson now.
I agree, and my my stance on that has changed so dramatically. Like, it shifted. Leading up to Worlds, I was like, Jocelyn is the truth. Like, put her on
The
everything.
issue with Jocelyn is, even though Jocelyn has gotten some big scores internationally against some very prestigious judges, it just depends on who the judges are. If like you like the poppy style of the American style floor routine, you're gonna say no artistry deductions and give her a 14 plus. If you like, I'm so sick of the Americans just bopping around, you're gonna hit her hard on artistry. It just depends. It just depends.
Oh, you don't think it's like her dance skills if they're crediting it? Because her dance skills were stronger to me before Worlds, like when she was going to Cairo Cup and Classics even.
I know her wolf triple kind of deteriorated as the season went along.
At Classics, I got to see her floor, and her Gojian looked like it had bent knees, and maybe I would take off for flexibility, but it was all the way around from where I was sitting. And her triple was like smooth as butter, really fast.
What I think happened to Jocelyn is they tried to upgrade her floor routine to be a little bit more competitive with who they thought were going to be.
They have her doing the craziest skills right now, right? She's like definitely the throwing the biggest skills. Her and Jade
Jade.
Carey.
Because I would say Jocelyn's routine is up there with Simone. I think
It's
Simone's.
just crazy that most of the girls could never think about doing it. And then hearing Jocelyn talk about how crazy she thinks the routines she's doing are also, but she's just like says stuff like, well, my coaches just tell me to try it, or like just I like to have more faith in myself or in my abilities, and it's all so wild to like comprehend how hard the stuff she's doing is and that she doesn't get more injured. Like, wow, it's high level.
I just think that Jocelyn can choose different skills. Oh, you can hear my neighbors arguing. I'm
No,
sorry.
this comment, Jocelyn was also offbeat. So
That's funny. But the thing is with elites, as we've seen with so many of the girls who are doing both NCAA and they're competing for other countries, NCAA beam and floor isn't that too far off from elite where they can't upgrade easily. It's bars and vault that they have a hard time keeping up with the elites. And those was already two events that Connor had issues with anyways. So Connor is gonna need for either Gabby, Sky, somebody to just do vault and bars.
think about this though. Connor 14-1 on ball, 9 on ball, a 14-4 on being a 13-8, 13-9 on floor. She's right behind Shilese. I think
Are we
those
talking
are
about
all
Connor McClellan?
realistic. Yeah. Sorry, did I say a different name? Do I sound delusional? I feel like you're most skeptical about the bar score. What about the other three?
That's the main one. I'm like, what the hell is she gonna do on bars? Like
She's gonna do her 20, um, her 2020. What year was she national champion? 2022 routines, but like how she's gonna
with a real
make the
dismount.
connections with a real dismount. I have total faith that if she tried to get
Okay,
an elite routine, she could get a 14.
I will say this. I will say this. I'm not gonna shit on Connor's talent. I'm never gonna do that.
She's so talented.
If Connor never had her back injury, Sky Blakely would have never made a world team this year because Connor would have always taken Sky's spot. The only reason why Sky has been having spots on the team because it was always going to come down to one year it was going to be Connor who was the alternate and Sky was going to make the team. The next year, Connor was going to make the team and Sky was going to be the alternate. It was going to always be between those two because their events are the same, basically. They're both kind of mid on vault. Well, Sky has improved dramatically on bars versus Connor, so maybe Sky actually has the advantage now.
I
On
don't
a
think
good,
they're. I think Connor's a better vaulter, just in terms of their double twist. Sorry, not as an
oh,
actual
okay,
vaulter.
okay.
Sorry.
Maybe yeah, because Sky's double twist is kind of iffy
G
at times
twist early.
as
That's a
hell.
good example.
Um, Beam, I think they're about even. On a good,
Johnny, can you add those up? What is that scoring? Like that's a 50. Oh gosh, that's like a 56.1. And who
ooh,
won bronze this year? Shilese.
Charlotte.
What did Shilese score? 56.45. Higher? I don't remember.
I think with those scores, I think it's both bars and uh, what was kind of hardest tone pass she ever did? A full twist and double layout?
She did a Chuso with like bent knees and a pike.
So yeah, I just don't think.
But she did it all season. Like she was
But
doing it
hell,
at Jessela.
she would have beat Sky this year because Sky floor this year sucked. So Sky definitely would have been an alternate this year, and Connor would have definitely been on the team this year.
I feel
Um,
like I'm more worried about, or not worried about the future, because I still think of Sky as being a better floor worker or a good floor worker, having the capability as good as it was in 2022. So how did you? I feel like we understood it in different ways. Her flopping on floor this season, like I was more confused. Like why is this happening? And you feel it sounds like you're like not worried about her getting back to a better place.
I'm not worried at all because she just started doing floor at national, like the 2 weeks before national. She just started doing a full floor routine. Like
So why would Chelsea even want her to do floor?
I think Sky was hoping she could get it together so she could do the all around.
But that just sounds like unrealistic. I have a hard time comprehending that they would
Well,
even
I
go
think
for
for what
set a goal
Sky
like that.
and I don't think it was unrealistic. What happened? This guy was doing way too hard of a floor routine when she went to Worlds and they watered it back down when she was
Mm.
doing just the full in and the double out. It was really nice. I'm like, wait, are they gonna use Sky on floor because this they done fixed it? But I just think she was just doing way too hard. They just had her doing way too hard, way too hard tumble passes.
Damn, I have a lot of gripes with her coaches. Then I don't want to just say Evgeny because I don't actually know, but like why?
I think it was her goal, and I think she really thought she could challenge Charlize. After what her scores were on vault, bars, and beam, she thought if she could get a mid 13 on floor, she would beat Charlize because Charlize was scoring like high 13s on vault, stupid high on bars, clearly, but her beam, she thought she was going to be able to catch Charlize because whatever Charlize could score on bars, she could score that on beam, and Charlize would never be able to score what she could score on beam. And without falls, it would be true. It's just, yeah, they just wasn't gonna catch Charlize on floor at all this season. At all. Like this was Charlize's best floor routine ever.
And she still never broke a 14 at Worlds.
She still never got all her skills credited at Worlds. Like,
Hmm. What do you think about Charlize's coach?
I think they're doing a good job. They just need to really focus on. I don't think they should change her floor routine for next season. They just need to fix her floor routine. They don't need to change the music, change it, add maybe add some things, but keep this. I really like this. It's really beautiful.
Hmm. It's my
So
favorite floor she's done.
it was probably my favorite floor of any American Girl this season. Um, Moving on, we had one more big return announcement of this year, which was the return of Simone Biles Owens, who was accidentally leaked by Chelsea Member husband at a press car. You remember
Wait, what
that?
was that?
You
I
remember
just
when
didn't hear it.
Chelsea Member husband was like,
Alicia's.
yeah, I mean Alicia's husband, no Chelsea Member husband. Alicia's acrimony husband was like, yeah, Simone Biles is back in training. Everyone was like, what? They're like,
Like
yeah,
back
Simone.
in the gym. That was so messy.
Now, do you think people was upset when Simone announced her return?
Yeah, she has so many haters. She just does. So of course that's like an obvious answer to me. But like there's probably more than one reason why people were upset. Some people were like sad because it just like because she the competition gets so much tighter. I don't even want to put it that way. It's like to me it's like the medals are one less medal in each event pretty much is gone.
Hey,
The
Brody.
titles, certain titles are gone now, you know? But then there are people who also just like don't want her to see her succeed and like think very little of her.
Very little of her. So then Simone competed at
Wrongly, I should add. Sorry.
absolutely wrongly. So then Simone Biles competed at a national team camp and scored the highest all around score of the season, and everybody was shook. How do you feel about that?
That's like global, right?
Yes.
That was like it was so crazy. I feel like we really were blessed this year more than once. Like waking up to Gabby coming back or those videos, waking up to Simone. Wait, what specific moment are we talking about with Simone's comeback?
When, because there was no videos, but
The
there was the score.
scores.
And then everybody was like,
That
this
was just
for what bar
insane.
did she do? And everyone
I
like, she's
rem-
still doing your Chico double pie. What?
I remember being honestly, I think I was most surprised at
Johnny, what fan
her
base is
bar
that?
score.
Fran, hold on. Fran, what fan base is that? What are you trying to say? So, after that, I'm trying to see if Johnny's gonna answer before I move on. Oh, oh, you damn right they was mad, and they was mad for a damn reason. This was supposed to be Rebecca's quad, baby. She was supposed to win everything, and Simone coming back just ended that. But I mean, I
Do you
don't know
think
why.
you can do you think it's fair to look at it that way when like Rebecca isn't going around and doing floor everywhere or even the all around?
I do because she saved her floor for like big meets.
That's true. Wow,
But
she has an Olympic medal on floor? Is that true? No, she doesn't, sorry. But she has a world. She has multiple world's medals.
the Andrade fans need to look at it as a really big opportunity for her because she could finally be the person that beats Simone in a head-to-head up competition because she's very close.
Oh, I'm like worried gonna be like that day.
She's very close.
How did you feel that day when Suni beat Simone? Were you more happy or more sad?
To be honest with you, I didn't realize what happened until after, like, I think me and Addis was talking about it. And he was like, "Yeah, Suni beat her." And I'm like,
No,
"Huh?"
but I remember then you made a video, a solo video about it.
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure I did.
maybe once the team was announced. I watched that one recently. It was good.
Yeah, it was. That was shocking that some like somebody beat Simone and Simone didn't fall.
It hadn't happened in 6 years, 5 or 6 years.
To be
It's
honest, it's never
wow.
happened that because every time Simone's gotten beaten, she's fallen.
But she, oh yeah, well she fell with Suni as well. She fell on beam with Suni. She fell with on bars with Kyla. Didn't she lose to Kyla twice though? And one of the times she was clean. I know she won. She won a friendly in Chemnitz, Germany. But then there was also a domestic competition where
Maybe
Kyla
it
beat
was
Simone.
different. Because the domestic competition, the 2023 American Classics, Simone fell on something.
I think she fell in 3 events.
Yeah, that was the last time
And
she
then
got.
they took her out from bars
Hmm.
or something like that. Or vault, probably. They probably took her from vault, sorry.
The fact that they claimed the upgrade she was going to do, but ain't do nothing. What? Who?
Probably Connor. Or no? How do you read that?
The fact they claimed the upgrade she was going to
I'm
do.
like, Grace McCallum? Yes, you're right.
Charlize Jones? What are we talking about? It could be so many people. Rebecca Andrade, probably. She had a lot of upgrades, but did not do not one. Which was smart. Which is smart.
The one I'm most impressed by right now is her. I think she did a whip to triple. It was
Rebecca
really good.
Andrade?
Yeah, as like a first year senior or a junior.
Uh, yeah.
And it was just beautiful.
So after Simone came back and got and just blew the fill away at the
This
national,
national camp that she
then
just
the next big thing that happened was classics. But what we're mainly focusing on is how the Americans let Melanie compete at both of the classics, the American classics and the U.S. classics. And how do we feel about that?
oh that's right. She just did bars and beam at the American Classic. And I think she won both events or something.
Hmm.
Um the American Classic was cool because a lot of people I feel like started to pay attention to Miley Lou because I think she won that. Um was Simone in the American Classic?
She
I
went to
don't
the
think
U.S.
so.
No.
Okay.
It was
So
just
not
sell
everyone did both. Kayla did go and she looked really shaky
horrible, horrible.
in multiple places too.
Her improvement her improvement this year is on some next level shit. Like
I applaud her for that
you
improvement.
you can't do nothing but applaud the queen for that because her improvement this quad is on. Because Kayla DeCello looked like she was getting ready to dominate the NCAA next season. Then she decided to take a year off. So when she first came back, everyone was like, "Ooh, Kayla, maybe you should have stayed in the NCAA because ooh, you don't look ready." But
She was getting a lot of heat. People were like, "Why are you with Kelly Hill?"
each meet, it just kept getting a little bit better, a little bit stronger, not so wonky.
So you're completely right, and I didn't see it for what it was until probably Pan Am's.
Friend, I'm not even.
Because ball,
Oh,
God, I
friend,
can't speak.
hold on.
Floor used to be her worst event because she had that horrible music, and now I think
At Pan
Floor was
Am,
her strongest event.
hold on. Let me tell you something about Pan Am. I'm just like, why is Kelly Hill making this girl do a double pike by team finals? By event finals, I'm like, how did this double pike get so good in these 3 days? Like, what the hell happened? Like,
Yeah, she showed up on multiple events in
and
multiple
I'm just like, how
finals.
did she go from a back layout for like the first two meets to a double twist all the way up to a double pike? Like,
Oh,
I don't even
well,
think she did a double pike in her regular. I think she used to end with a double tuck.
you don't think she did a 4-pass routine with
No,
both?
I'm talking about off a beam. I don't think she ended with a double pike off a beam. I think she ended with a double
When
tuck.
was she doing a double twist off of beam?
Didn't she do a double twist this season off a beam? Or am I confused?
Maybe, but I just forgot.
I think she was doing a watered down. I think she either was doing a double twist or just a straight back layout for like the first half of the season.
I remember the layout from American Classic. Like, I think she went to American Classic knowing, and we all knew she was gonna do US Classic also, but she like didn't get the score she needed at American Classic to qualify to nationals.
Johnny's saying
US,
something about
oh,
Lee who was doing a double twist. Okay. My bad. My bad. My bad. Kayla this solo. So, dun, 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 dun.
Leanne looked amazing at the Core Classic.
Yes, she did. So now let's move forward to U.S. Nationals. So U.S. Nationals was the very first taste of who the Americans was going to send the worlds for real, because this is the first competition I think all of the big names was in the whole this whole season.
Can I say one more thing about the Classic?
Yes, sir.
That it was very much like the moment was like, um, it was all about WCC. If they really,
Oh, absolutely.
everything was around them at the Classic.
Hell, everything was about them at damn national championships too. If you really want to be honest, but
But Melanie wasn't there, and I don't think. Do you think they did as well for podiums?
Simone won everything but bars, right?
Cause who won bars?
Charlize,
Okay.
and then Jocelyn.
Honestly, I just know these scores less because they're less accessible. Like you have to do a lot more clicks and searches than something that has a Wikipedia page with scores.
No, absolutely.
Shouldn't be that way.
Who didn't do two vaults?
Simone didn't do 2 vaults at one competition. Didn't Kalia win floor? Kalia won floor at several competitions this
Kalia
year.
did not beat Simone Biles on floor at nationals. You guys are tripping. Kalia might have came in second to Simone on floor.
She did.
Um,
I think Kalia won Winter Cup. We didn't talk about that.
no, Simone won vault because Simone did her Yurchenko double pike and landed it like the best ever. And
Which
then she did
competition?
nationals day one, and then did her chung as her second vault.
Right, so maybe I'm talking about the
No, I'm
Core
talking about
Classic.
Duke in the comment section. I'm so sorry.
Remember, Lexi Zeiss won the Winter Cup. That was crazy.
Simone won vault. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Did she not win vault? Did you have to do two vaults both nights in order to win?
Yeah.
Oh, because on night two she only did the challenge. She didn't do her second vault. Okay, that makes sense. Because I know night one she did two vaults. I thought night one determined who won event finals. Is it the average score from both nights who wins event finals now?
At national championships?
Yes.
Yeah, you need an average from both days.
I thought so. It's not Because before at nationals, maybe okay. See, this is how far it used to be. Whatever score she got in night one.
And then event final, right?
No, night one was event finals. Night one was day one of competition and event finals, and night two was just all around.
Oh, why not the other way?
Ask USA Gymnastics. I have no idea. So Joss won vault over Jay Carey. Okay, if you say so. I'm not going to look it up, but I believe you.
Yeah, I remembered half of that.
Yeah, it
Like
was so long ago that I mean, it wasn't that long ago now, but just so much gymnastics has happened that.
I
Um,
know, and it felt big then.
what
To
I
think about.
remember from nationals is like, ooh, Jordan, like, ooh, Fran, like, ooh, Jordan, like, you could have let these young girls get you, girl.
Because what did she fall on? Beam?
Beam, I think she fell on bars one night. Yeah, Leanne came in for third place behind Simone and Shelley.
Jocelyn came in third place at the classic. I keep talking back. I keep going backwards. Sorry.
I don't, but everybody didn't do the all around that classic, so.
Totally.
So after
Nationals.
anything else you want to talk about at nationals, because that's all I can really remember. Oh, that
Where
was the
did
beginning. That was the first time we got to see Charlize for this season, and Charlize looked dominant as hell. Like everybody was questioning, was Charlize going to be ready for this season? And Charlize was like, "Babe, I got this."
why can't I remember it that well? Like I remember Miley Lou's black and gold leotard.
Oh
And
yeah, that was.
her mint green one also. She had the best Leos.
Mm, trying to think of somebody else who isn't a big name before we move on. That I can remember. I know like a lot of people was there. I just don't remember.
Simone Rose did really well, but she's a junior.
I don't pay attention to the juniors. Addison Feta Cheese was there and she did great, like always. Oh, Addison Barbie, yeah. Doof was in love with that thing. It wasn't that special to me, but Doof was in love with that thing. And at this point, we thought Suni was going to make it to Worlds because she did great at Nationals. Wait, did
I
she do
thought she
great?
fell one day.
She did, but she did great there too.
We definitely thought she was gonna be at uh the camp for the trials, right?
Uh-huh. So then, dun, 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 World Championships 2023.
Crazy.
This was really, in my opinion, guys, the best world championships we have gotten in a long time. Like it was very competitive. Like even like Shilese and Rebecca really pushed Simone to her limits at this competition. Like I don't think Simone has been this pushed in like since Larissa Yordaki.
Or Suni. No?
Well, we really never got to see Suni push Simone like that on an
We just saw
international.
her scare her one time.
Yeah.
Also, I'm looking at the results. Jade Carey was 15th at nationals in the all around.
What I think Charlize should do for this triple L term is keep it, save it for event finals. But in team competition, And do it in quals. Try to do it in quals just to get it named for you. So you do it in quals, you take it out for event final. I mean, for team finals, you take it out for all around finals. And if you make event finals, you throw it again. But I don't see there's nothing wrong with her trying it. It just got to be a lot closer than it is.
Yeah, or like we need to see her like doing it in training, maybe. I haven't seen her do it in
Because the
training.
one she tried in all around finals, it was a good attempt. I mean, it got a little deductions, but it wasn't like hammered. She scored consistently between a 13.5 and a 13.8 at that competition on floor. So, and that's with all kind of different start values. So,
Right, it was she never had like a perfect routine in my eyes.
yeah, one I think it was event finals. She didn't do the triple whoop turn or the damn triple L turn. Like none of her turns was working for her that day. Like it was like ooh. And poor Charlize, I want to say Charlize absolutely would have came in, would have won that bronze medal on beam. But that beam routine that she did in event finals was some next level. Like, damn, Charlize, I didn't even realize you could be that damn great on beam type shit. But just like my baby Sky, dismounts was just not working for them girls at this World Championships.
Why? Why did that happen?
I have no clue. I have no clue why Sky did almost the exact same thing in qualifications. Like I just don't know.
It sucks. Like neither of them stepped forward. They both went straight to their hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Was Shiley's your
Hold on,
favorite? Oh,
Doof, Doof, don't do it, friend. We're not gonna. Don't do it. Don't do it because even though my good girl fell a lot, I still think she has a better shot at making the Olympic team than your fave. Let's not do it. Let's not do it.
but also I don't forget that she like made the world's team because she made the world's team because of what a successful season she had. So like I'm totally just constantly reminded of what how many hit routines she
Now I
hit this
do.
season.
Now I do feel sorry for my baby Sky because I feel like Gabby for to come take her spot. I just
Like
I
if
just don't.
Gabby comes and like is able to hit like really like pretty, you can't see any visible deductions or wobbles, balanced beam routines that are at a 6'4" also. Like is Sky able to replicate that? Is that motivating them or is that intimidating them or frustrating them?
Sky will have to beat her out on ball. I don't think. I mean, unless Gabby has a chung up her sleeve, which I just don't see it. But I mean, anything
I
is
think
possible.
who do you think has less built-in deductions on beam?
Woo! It's mother and daughter. It's like it depends on what skill you're talking about. Because like Gabby is more flexible than Sky, but Sky does certain skills better than Gabby.
Oh, which ones?
Like I think Sky has a better switch half than Gabby does, but Gabby has a better regular switch leap than Sky does. So
That's funny.
it's true, but it is like um, they're both about equal on dismounts.
Did Sky upgrade to a double bike off of
Mm-hmm.
beam?
Mm-hmm.
Then beam, her actual dismount is probably like she lands with her chest higher than Gabby did. I would imagine.
Um, yeah, yes.
Except that one time.
Except for that one time. Except for that one time.
Was Shiley's your favorite gymnast from Worlds this year? Is that why you brought her up first?
Mm, I never thought about it like that, but probably she's definitely was my biggest surprise. Like I just didn't expect her to do this well. Like I think she did better this year than she even did last year, and I think last year was like a tremendous stepping stone for her. Like
She definitely did do better. And there was a
if I'm
time where
just being,
didn't see that.
if I'm just being frank and blank and honest, I just expected Charlize to come here, win the team gold medal with the team, come in third place in the all around, and then make bars finals. And I thought that was going to be the end of Charlize World Championships. I absolutely did never expected her to make floor nor beam finals. Never. Like happy surprise though. I was happily surprised.
Same. I think I was more surprised about being than floor
I
because
was disappointed with this world. It's not disappointed, just with some people's individual performance. I feel like so many people gave everything they got for team finals that come all around finals and event finals, they just had nothing left to give. And
who are you talking about?
Melanie,
Yeah, I don't know. Does she have less reserves than a gymnast like Rebecca?
it feels like it.
Wait, I would love to keep talking, but can I also go get some? Will you excuse me while I get water?
Yes, no problem, please.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. So while our good co-host Oscar is getting his water, I would like to remind everybody that we have a little bit of an upgrade to the channel. We have a super chat. So if you are in liking the content that you are getting provided and would like to support the channel, you can hit the little dollar sign button and donate some money towards the channel. All the money donated towards the channel is going towards upgrading my streaming system. I'm trying to get us a little laptop around here so we could, stream and Twitch and do all the things and, you know, do all the things that y'all like from the old program. Also, we have a membership program. If you subscribe to the highest tier membership, which is only $1.99 a month, you'll get access to some exclusive lives that I'm thinking about doing. Um, but I mean, you don't have to do either or. Just tune in. But please like, share, and subscribe. Share the live with share the channel with your friend. We're trying to get us up to 1,000 subscribers, so we can get that good old Google check every month. So um, yeah, so if you like the content that you're getting, please don't forget to share. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to hit that little subscribe button down there. And um, here's Oscar.
Hi. Thanks for waiting. Or I hope you didn't wait. Did you talk
No,
about something?
yes, I was just telling everybody to subscribe. Did I
Yeah,
watch this
everyone
Sandra?
should.
Did I watch this Sandra itself? Please pronounce her last name for me once again.
Sandra El Sadek.
It's Saldic. It's Saldic. Interview. Um, no, I haven't. Was it good?
I haven't watched it.
Who did the interview?
Is that a serious question?
I'm being. Oh, if Addis did the interview, please go and support Addis and his
That's
Twitch
the one I
channel.
saw.
Um, I'm pretty sure it was a very interesting interview if Addis did it. So Please go over there and support his channel.
Who do you think has their chest highest on the when they land their standing full? I
God.
think someone I would mention in that conversation is Gabby Perea.
Catherine too. Oh, please go support Addison Catherine in their
That's cool.
that is cool. I love that for them.
And I love being interviewed,
I love
hearing
that
from gymnasts.
I love that too. Hopefully one day soon over here at Gymnastics for Everyone, we can, have interviews too. I just gotta get, I was about to say something. Never mind. I also feel like at Worlds, one of the things that was really good was floor finals. Like all of the Brazilians really for the first time, and when I say all of the Brazilians, I mean Rebe and Flavia, for the first time at Worlds together, decided to show up and show out at the same time.
Right. And
It was
like it should have happened so many. I wish it had happened so many other times previously, like at the Olympics, for instance, when they were the two Brazilians without a team. Oof, it just made me think of how long they've been competing together for in
for a
teams.
very, 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 very. They started in the same quad as Simone. I think they started. If Simone started in
2015.
2013, they started in 2015. So yeah, they've been around.
And they were well known as juniors too, or I think so, because
Romania didn't.
Flavia went to the
Before.
Youth Olympic Games, and
Oh,
Rebecca was
oh.
supposed to go, but she got injured.
Mm-hmm.
The first of many, or not the first. Well,
Um, what's her face from the Romanian team? Flavia and Rebe have both been around for a long time. Y'all
oh,
remember
at Worlds, Sabrina Voynier,
Sabrina Voyer? There we
who
go.
follows me on my Instagram
Really? Wow.
page, my gymnastics Instagram page.
Well,
So shout outs
congratulations.
to her and her family, her mother too.
Now I know I was talking a lot of smack about her at this, Romanians, and I'm gonna regret that. They did really well. They did really well. They qualified the whole team for the Olympic Games. Congratulations to them. Um, Catalina Pornordo says, "Really? That's how you feel?"
Right. I only saw what she said through other people. Like there was no article I read. Other people on Twitter, I should say, kind of paraphrasing what she said, but like that still is like so gross and like should be called like should be I don't know called out as like bad. It's definitely immature. It's not helping the girls or the federation, and I hope they're not like showing that it's okay, that type of stuff. But I'm
It's
also like not here for the Twitter comments where I just like, oh, she
yeah,
like whispering,
yeah.
like talking about her
That's
and
the
what
thing that okay. You can sit up there and disagree with what she said, right? You could call her out for what she said. That's perfectly fair. What you can't do is take away her gymnastics accomplishments because
oh, were people doing that? That's not even what I was gonna say. I was gonna
oh
say
yeah,
people being
people,
like, oh, she wishes she was like a 16-year-old, like she peaked at 16. So she's like, that's why she's so catty with these 16-year-olds when she's like double their age or something.
people were saying I've been seeing people saying that she wasn't that great and she's always been overscored and they never really been a fan of her gymnastics.
Who are you following?
Uh this is vicious people. This is vicious people.
I'm glad I didn't see any of that.
And I'm just like, you guys are perfectly fair for being mad. Like, it's the same thing I feel about like Nastia. Like, it's perfectly fair to be mad at her for what she's saying and what she's doing now. But you can't go back in time and act like she wasn't that bitch when she was Oh, it's damn Halloween. People are trick or treating. You can't act like that. Catalina Preneur wasn't that girl when she was a competitive gymnast. She was that girl. Like she was that girl beyond 2004. She was still that girl. She only got hurt again in 2008. That's the only reason why she wasn't there. And then she was still that girl in 2012. Like,
I mean, when you if you let her performances like speak for themselves, yes. But people were definitely talking about her in less flattering ways, I feel
oh, absolutely. People was reading her for filth. And again, I get it. What she's said and what she's doing is horrible. Like, she really wants to be a head coach in the system, and they're like, "No, girl." And so because she
now,
can't,
yeah.
and so because she
But
can't coach, like she's up there berating the girls. Like that's horrible. Who does that?
that is horrible. Well, the Romanian fans I follow were saying that a lot of retired Romanian gymnasts do it. The ones who are successful and like role models to the younger girls, like um, fuck, Romania. I remember Amanar was like, oh, Silavas, Daniela Silavas.
Mm-hmm.
They said that she. Do you know who Amalia Pavlia is from Romania?
Mm-mm.
She won medals at Junior Euros, amongst other things.
Okay.
But she, there's like a Deva training facility in Romania, which I think was like the main training facility, maybe like the national one. But I could be
Yes.
wrong. I could be
No, you're
dead
right.
wrong.
No, you're
And
right.
she said that she spoke out about feeling unsafe, and maybe she even talked about feeling abused um, by the coaches and the I don't know, the culture at Deva specifically. So she asked to switch to her a different gym, and Daniela was like, she's probably exaggerating about what happened, and like, gosh, I don't. I'd have to
It's so
go through
hard.
Twitter.
It's so hard with these. And I know Romania isn't the former Soviet Union, but they still have that mindset.
Well, Daniela is so old. She's much older than these other girls.
And it's just that mindset of, no, the coaches aren't mean. You just weren't good enough. Just admit that you're not good enough. That's it.
This
Because if
person
I
on Twitter, she was lying.
because a lot of these people feel like if I could have put up with it, I still made my dreams come true. So can you, bitch? Like, just shut up and listen to your coaches, and you'll make. And it's just so much deeper than that.
Are those the same people who are like, I did like a DTY on the old vault?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Or are they different?
So, no, same people, especially like even in even. Okay, well, we can talk about this because we kind of skimmed over it. It's the same thing that's going on with Utah. It's like at first when all the people make their allegations against the University of Utah, a lot of they big name gyms was like, yeah, I mean, Tom can be outrageous, but they're just not good enough to make lineups, and they're just mad because they couldn't make lineups. And it's always that's the de facto answer is,
That is such a that is like a such an answer that someone else has like put into their brain. Like that's not
absolutely.
their narrative. It's a repeated one.
And you internet people are really horrible. Finding Kara's old tweets when she was defending old coaches that she later has apologized for. Like, not Kara wants sympathy, but when this was happening to this damn girl, like,
Are you talking about one gymnast? I thought it was more
mhm.
than one said something like that on social
Well, no,
media.
what happened is the Gymternet went back and found some of Kara's old tweets when she was defending one of the elite coaches that was accused of something.
Really?
And
Was it something similar to like what the girls are saying to her now?
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I missed that.
But what they're not saying is that Kara has already apologized for those tweets and like has taken it back. So
Wow. Unlike these girls now, right?
correct, correct.
That's really upsetting. And I mean, yeah, it's upsetting because of the people like suffering from it, but also like scary because it just feels like it's like its own big machine that's gonna keep running.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, absolutely feel like that. And it also feels like sometimes with some of these girls that one of the biggest problem is anytime with these abuse allegations and any of these kind of things is sometimes it takes the right person to speak up and it should never be the right person. It should always be, we should listen to whatever happened to the people, but sometimes it seems like, well, you're not the right person. Where like all of these other girls was making all of these allegations against Tom Thornton. There was a whole ass investigation, and they were like, well, you weren't the right person. But they can't say that Karen Aker wasn't good enough to make lineup. So
that's so completely true.
we'll see what happens. But nothing has happened so far, and it's been at least like what, a week?
As far as I know, if someone else knows something, they could talk about it here. They could send us a message.
You could. But with that being said, World was excellent. So then after Worlds, we have Pan American Games that just happened. I know you
Right.
haven't. Have you seen Rebecca Andrade's vault?
Yeah,
So,
I've seen most of it.
do you think that was the best Chung ever performed?
This is what I was just watching Gymnastics talk about this. Um, did you watch that also?
Gymnastics, yes.
I think they posted it today, at least on their
Yeah, I
YouTube.
had already made a video on it, and people was already arguing about it. So I already had.
Oh, okay. So I think that it is between Simone and Rebecca, not Chang Fei. Just because Chang Fei did not have the power or as good of a block as either of these girls.
So between
So
Simone and Rebecca, which one do you think has the better song?
I'm like, I think Simone's best landing was in 2021, and I think Simone's best block and flight on her Chong was in 2016. So I don't think she's ever put those two together, which would put her like at Rebecca or above. But I don't think Rebecca's ever been that good before, so that was her best ball, and it beat Simone's. But they could
Well,
both beat it.
Simone technically, I think people are overlooking this. Scored higher than her in the all-around competition on vault.
But not in the event final.
No, but what I'm saying is that her Chung still scores higher than Rebecca in on the national stage. Like Rebecca's sticking
She
her
got a
vault.
15-1-5.
Simone got a 15-1-5. Rebecca
I
got
know,
a 15.
but Rebecca didn't do this singular vault we're talking about at that competition. She did it at Pan Am's.
I know.
So if she had done that vault at Worlds, she would have beat Simone's best Chung at Worlds.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you want me
I
to say
think
what?
Rebecca has the better vault. Don't get me wrong.
That's a different
Oh,
question. If you're talking about average, I'm talking about that singular vault
yeah, that's what I'm
was the
talking about.
best Chung we've ever seen.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about too. I think Rebecca has the better block, but in the air, I prefer Simone.
You know what? Rebecca does pike down more than Simone.
In
So
the
that's
air,
like
I prefer
all you can take off, I feel like.
Simone is her block is a little bit wonky sometimes, but in the air, I prefer Simone. Now,
I think Simone's
block
block was just as good as Rebecca's
if
2023 block
Simone
in
block was as good as
2016. Sorry to talk over
no,
you. But
no, you're right. You're right. I just feel like it's too different. I don't know.
you haven't straight out said that you prefer Simone's, have you?
Because I don't straight out prefer Simone. Is I prefer both. It's different pieces of both. Like I prefer Reeby's first half of the ball. I prefer Simone's second half of the ball.
For me, Simone in 2023, it has bent legs, or yeah, bent knees, sorry, and crossed legs. And maybe if I'm taking point 0.3, I'm piking down for Rebecca. I'm taking 0.1 for Simone.
Fair.
But I feel like I used to not take anything for piking down. She used to lay out her vaults into the mat in like
See,
2016.
I think once they focus on getting her chung back right, hell, maybe even reteaching her bows one vault. I think, 'cause I think this year Chinko double pipe. I think we've all seen that it's a wash. Like there's no need for her to do this vault.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I'm just worried that she's not gonna address those deductions that I was just talking about.
She needs to fix it.
You think
Hey,
she knows about it, duh, right?
she knows about it. She knows it.
Because I'm worried people are telling her that it's like just as good or good enough, so just don't worry about it.
But see, my thing is Rebecca and her chunk. Now we're gonna fix the issue with Rebecca. Rebecca, you've already had like 1,000,001 knee injuries. You do not need to land that vault with your legs so close together. Like, take an OU class and give me a little cowboy. You ain't got an odd way cowboy to land him, but a little bit like
I see that. You don't want her to get injured. I
and
thought it
Flavia,
was
what the hell did you do? When the hell did you learn how to vault, sis? Vault used to be your most suckiest event. When the hell did you learn how to vault?
no, bars was always her worst, I think.
When the hell did you learn how to do bars?
That's crazy that she's improved so much on both.
See,
That
that's
is
what I like.
amazing.
You have a leg injury, you work on you work on your block, you work on your technique on bars, right? You pick a routine that you can do.
Who was the who's like the which gymnast did that before? Because in my mind I think of Aliyah Mustafina when I think of somebody being injured and working on bars.
Who a Chong? You think a Chong is played out, Johnny? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I was so distracted by that question. What?
I think they're talking about the double pike. But maybe
Oh,
no, maybe no. So played out. I don't think the double pike is played out. So probably the chunk. You're right. What did I ask you? I asked you who was the gymnast before Aliyah Mustafina who was like got really
like innovated bars the most?
like on that level. That's what I feel like people think of now because it was more recent.
Horkina?
In the when did she get injured? And wasn't she always good on bars?
Horkina never got injured. Oh, you mean like who improved their bars that much, like when they got hurt?
Like Flavia and Aliyah, in
Um,
my eyes. No one in the 90s. No, but
Yours is
someone
redacted.
before Aliyah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I might have phrased it confusing.
but she was already good on bars before her injury. I'm thinking
Yeah,
Courtney, but she was already good on bars. Um,
and she didn't change her routine, right?
she changed the construction of it to make it work better, but
Oh, okay.
um, I can't think of anybody honestly.
Oh, okay. Maybe she created that niche.
Because it wasn't because Aaliyah was already good on bars. So all she was doing was just adding stuff to a great bar routine. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
And connecting skills that she wasn't connecting before. Because I think she waited until 2012 to connect her pack to Chow half.
One competition in 2011 before she got hurt, she was doing an M bar for through to a pack. I mean, M bar four through to a Takachev through to her pack through to her damn child half.
Really?
I would look for the video. If I could find a video of it, I would make a video. I would make a clip of it. But I do remember
That's
seeing,
such a good connection.
especially for back then.
Hmm.
So, wow, we've been on air for 2 hours. Wow. So, coming up to the end of the show, let's just briefly talk about what's coming up over the next couple of days, which is going to be Swiss Cup and the Arthur, whatever it is, trophy.
Gandier?
There we go. I have
Gandier?
I have no clue about this Arthur trophy. I didn't even know it was happening. I was just for the in at Swiss Cups, and all I was going to say was Yule and Jade would be there, so we should watch it. That's all I know about Swiss Cup.
Okay. I thought that the memorial used to be like more of like a gala or an exhibition. I didn't know that there were like results.
Or maybe it is. I don't know.
Or at least for the women. Also, I have more like I could talk about with Pan Am's.
Let's go.
The just like acknowledging Kalia's win and how consistent she was. She had her routines. I was really happy to see that.
Do you think her second time in the past would have been watered down at Worlds? Would they
No,
would have
because
downgraded from a full twist and double layout to a full twist and double pipe?
oh, so would it have been downgraded, not watered down?
Hmm.
That's what you're asking. Um,
I think she kind of pulls her legs kind of hard for them to. I
I saw that you said that you thought they would downgrade it. I don't think they would necessarily.
if they downgraded Leanne's Lopez to a Poker Pie Ava, I think they would have downgraded Kalia's because they have the similar. They pull their legs down at the end of the somersault.
But I can't think of another instance where that's happened with Chuso, and that to me is a much more
Oh,
relevant
Jessica
comparison.
Galarova, sister Jennifer Galarova at the 2020
Oh, at the what? The 21?
2021 Olympics when they both made floor final.
Right. Okay, I forgot about that. Not sure that I ever knew
Jennifer
that.
Galarova was doing it kind of the way Khalil Lincoln is doing it now, and they was consistently downgrading it.
Here's a more interesting question. What should she have done, or what would she have done change something if they had gotten it downgraded in qualification, but she was still scheduled to compete in team finals?
A regular
Just a
double layout.
double layout?
Hmm.
Okay. But would she? Do you think they would? Or would they be like, go for it again? Whatever they were telling Jennifer.
If it got downgraded once, that was the last time we was ever going to see that something pass.
Right, because she's gonna replace it with the Morse.
Hmm. Wishful
Mm.
thinking, but everybody hopes.
Jordan was in the floor final at Pan Am's.
No,
No.
she didn't make. She did not make floor finals with a pretty okay routine. Kayla
Yeah.
DeStello Pan Am's and said, "Bitch, y'all think I can't do floor? Watch this, leprechaun, bitch, leprechaun." And I think,
You know,
where
I
the hell did
was.
this come from, Kayla DeStello? Like, this is better than you was doing in college. Like, what happened?
It was even better than college, and college was better than her last elite seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I was so happy to hear you talking about? I can't
What?
remember where you were talking about it, but how Kayla, was it just with Poor Lawyer? Kayla has like not perfect split positions. Like,
DeStello?
yeah,
Oh yeah, she don't. They're in my opinion, in my opinion, this is no
but
Kayla
like,
DeStello.
is okay.
Splits are bad. That's the next thing she needs to work on. Like if she get her splits together, she would beat Leanne all the time. But that's the
If
thing
you
that's holding
can,
her.
no, please finish. Sorry.
That's the thing, in my opinion, that's holding Kayla DeSillo back. Is her damn flexibility, like on everything, beam, floor, bars, like everything.
And you can say that and agree that Sky also has not a perfect split position.
We already talked about this before. I said I think Sky has the better switch half, but Gabby hits splits in her switch sleep, so if
No,
Sky don't.
not Gabby. Oh, but that's how you feel about
Yeah,
Sky.
yes.
But what about just on a split jump? I could see Sky getting a deduction on a split jump on beam.
It depends on what Sky doing that day. Yeah. Sometimes they're perfect, sometimes they're wonky. It depends.
But better than Kayla's.
Yes, in my opinion.
Okay.
Kayla's is somewhere around there where Jocelyn Robinson's are at.
No, she's much better than that, I think. Even unless the deduction for because they have different problems, I think. I think that Kayla is like not square with her torso. It's not 90 degrees to her both of her legs. It's like an acute sharper angle on her front leg and then the back. So she's like leaning forward in her splits a little bit. If you look at where her lower back is and her back leg's thigh, that
That's kind of
maybe
the
it
way
should be a
Sky does.
bigger deduction than Jocelyn's like bent knee or in less than 180-degree
But
split.
see, to me, Kayla has all of that and the bent knee issue too. So that's what
Oh, I feel like she doesn't. Or maybe I just think she has better toe point. That's what I'm
she
seeing.
does have way better toe point. Now, I'm not gonna give you wrong, give that to her, but she has that same knee issues in the air as damn Jocelyn, in my opinion. In my opinion,
I'll need to go rewatch in slow mo.
may get a video about that tonight because that would be a good one. But um,
Do you think that Jocelyn would have won vault and floor if she was here? Or silver on vault, I guess?
it makes just this it makes me so confused because I wish Jocelyn and Scott was at Pan Am, but I'm glad they both made it to Worlds.
Oh, Jocelyn and Scott. I thought you were going to say Jocelyn and Leanne.
I need Leanne to go sit her ass down somewhere and rest. Like,
Why do you
make
want Sky at Pan Am's? You want her to do both?
yeah, kind of. I want her to do the all around at Pan Am's and whatever event she had going on at Worlds.
Can they do that? Because no one did that.
Killer DeSello did it. I don't see.
But what, I thought it was different because she's an alternate for one of them.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if anybody who wanted to make both teams could have tried for both teams, I guess, because the Worlds was so far apart from Pan Am's. But
Did did Jordan do that? Or was Jordan saying that she was only trying for Worlds?
I think Jordan was just trying for whichever team they put her on.
And that's different. That's its own thing.
Like I think some people like Jade Carey. I think she got invited to Pan Am. I think she turned it down and went to Swiss Cup.
I'm reading the comments. You think Jade turned down Pan Am's?
Absolutely, yes.
That's really lame if that's true. I haven't really heard much about, like, I haven't heard people
Well, she
saying that.
said she had her sister who was getting married the same weekend as Pan Am's, and she said she was always going to go to her sister's wedding.
That's sus. That I didn't hear that. Like, wait, what was she
Or,
saying?
or, or I agree with you, Doof. I agree with you, Doof. She already told them from the get go, I'm not going to go to no damn Pan Am. So if I don't go to Worlds, just send me the Swiss Cup. So
That makes more sense. I feel so bad
I
for the
am
girls who
surprised
like
by
didn't
how
get
low.
anything.
I'm surprised how low they scored Tiana's floor at Pan. I'm not beam at Pan Am, but I think it was right.
Yeah, like why is it does I mean why she hasn't been to a Pan Am Games before actually. So
She went to Pan Am Championships and was scoring like a 14-1.
I know I was gonna say if it happened before, like why not just do it again? Because like what are the consequences of these results for her? I don't know. Or that specific result
For who?
for Tiana on Beam.
I think
Because I feel
no.
like she was overscored at championships also. Or not
Yeah,
also.
I feel like a lot of people got a rude awakening on being at Pan Am's for the Americans.
Were you also so like I got so much serotonin when Jordan Childs did like her layout, step out on beam and like
And
was
all
hitting that
around,
beam routine.
yeah, that
I
was like
was
her best
like,
in the all season.
but like I needed that reminder that she can be that good in elite. Like,
Jordan, oh, excuse me, everybody. I feel
is
like
that a
Jordan.
yawn?
Yeah, it was.
We can end whenever you like if you're
Like,
tired.
I feel like Jordan Childs could absolutely make this Olympic team. She just really needs to do some smart upgrade on everything. But it just can't be upgrades to do upgrades. They have to be smart upgrades. Like I think that fourth tumbling pass on floor was a damn mistake. I think she should go back to doing three tumbling passes. I just think she should. Instead of doing that D as a double pipe, figure out a way to get a D dunk, a D dance skill, a D something.
Yeah, I feel like she made a bunch of really smart upgrades when she went to WCC, and then the ones she showed at nationals and the core classic, I guess. It felt like she was making less smart decisions, like exactly like you said. So that makes me worried because it just makes it seem like more work has to be done all over.
I think the issue with WCC and where eventually we're going to see the kink in their armor as coaches is they always make their gymnasts compete to their capacity, right? And that's not always the smartest way to coach and train an athlete. Sometimes you need to train skills a little bit harder than they actually can compete. So when they compete, they can feel a little bit more comfortable. And I feel like that's what Jordan and Simone's issue to a bigger extent is that WCC have those girls doing everything that they are capable of. And I feel like they need to hire a good routine construction strategist that they can help, maximize the most out of the routine while the girls are doing the least amount of work.
So is part of what you're saying that when these girls who have been at WCC and like got their scores improved when they first got there or first started like changing their routines, like now are they that sorry, maybe I lost my thought, but that's like a new perspective on them getting better by going to WCC. It's like we're gonna do as much as you can instead of why can't I finish that thought? Can you finish what
No,
I'm meaning to say?
I'll help you finish out. Is I'm gonna force you to do as much as you can. I'm not gonna improve your actual gymnastics ability. I'm just gonna make you jam pack your routine so your D score can be stupid high, i.e., Jocelyn Roberson.
Does Jocelyn train harder skills than she competes? Like sometimes, sure. She said she trained the bios on vault, the bios one.
I I believe she trains it. Do I believe she can actually
No,
get
no,
it to
no.
her?
I'm just asking about training because wasn't that what you part of what you were saying?
I think the chung is probably her maximum vault that she can do. Like if I was her coaches, I wouldn't have her do the chung this year. I would have had her fix her damn Mustafina. I would have had her fix her block, fix her form issues, fix her.
No, I just totally agree. But we were talking about training harder skills so you feel comfortable doing the chung, right?
I
This
mean, I honestly feel like the chung is honestly it's not okay. I'm so sorry. Jocelyn's vault is the issue isn't her chung vault, which is I think is just at her maximum capabilities, right? I don't think I don't think the chung is easy for her. I don't think it's comfortable for her. I think it's at her maximum capability, right? What the issue is her Yurchenko double twist is the vault they needed to fix because that vault is scary for her, and that vault is the vault I think she's going to destroy her ACL on because she's doing the weird Russian technique that we was talking about earlier, that tight whipping it around thing, and she's just barely getting that double twist around, just barely.
yeah, I don't like how she's landing them now.
And her form is, I mean, is Jocelyn Robinson's form the worst in the world? No. But could it be better? Yes.
Yeah, I think it has to be a little better. I
But then
mean,
with
no,
the
that's a
track, I
silly
think
thing to say. It does not have to. She went to Worlds, but like it should be in my eyes.
Jay Carey, though, my sister, on the other hand, you got,
I'm so Jade's not on any of my lists, and she hasn't
she's
been
not
for
on any
so
of my
long.
list either. And it's just like, it's just so much work she needs to do. Like, she has to fix her damn. First of all, before we even get the floor, she has to fix her issue with her vaulting technique. Like, she needs to get her vaults back to the way it used to be because her vaults never used to be this damn bad. Like, she's doing the damn Shaolin Olsen technique. Like, it's wrong.
Shallon. People are like ruthless with Shallon. But yeah, do you think that Jade can be better?
Yes, a lot. Jade is another one, just like Leanne. Sit your ass down from this NCAA season, sis. Like, this is your Olympus. You talking about, like, girl.
Don't you want to like? I don't know. It's so interesting that Leanne doesn't want to. I just worry that it's not because she likes to
And that's
do everything. She like talks about that in interviews, how she likes getting things done and like being efficient with time. So I'm just like, I hope that's not what this is,
it
because like
is.
you should be able to take the time to enjoy each thing you're doing.
Yeah. And then I agree with you, Johnny. Jay, if you're trying to make this Olympic team to do vault and floor, because I don't see them taking you just to do floor. And I hate to say it, we just don't need. I mean, we have Simone back, so we just don't need a vault specialist. It would be great to have two vaulters in event funds, but it's not required. The improvement on floor, and it's not doing harder tumbling passes, which is what I think Jade thinks that she needs to do. Is
That's so misguided.
I think Jade tumbling passes, and maybe that should be the next video, what Jade Carey needs to do. Because I think she should start off with her Chusavitna, do her double double, do her front layout through to a full in, and end with a double layout. I think that's perfectly within her wheelhouse. I think that's like up there with Simone. And I think she could still dance and tumble and focus on everything else she needs to focus on, just doing that level of difficulty. But hi RJ, but mamas trying to do a bows two as a first tumbling pass and do a double double as the second tumbling passes, like, oh no, we lost him. He's back. Hold on. It's just not. It's just
Hi.
not. Hi. It's just not within a wheelhouse, sis. It's just not. Jay Harry, like, girl, why does something is bad?
Do you think that Jade needs to like? How does she need to change her training, just in case she watches this?
More ballet. Yeah, for you, it's definitely ballet training. It's posture. It's definitely cardio training because you need to be more faster in your movement. Right, your movements are just too slow. It's just so. It used to be very robotic. Now it's like a rusty robot. They're just moving slow. Like it's just so.
No, it really is.
It is very lethargic. It is very. It's just. I'm moving my head. I'm check. See, I did it. Judges, check for the artistry. Check. Telepath. Spin.
Do you blame her? Like, I blame the people enabling her.
What I want Jade to do is to find a piece of music that she just falls in love with. I know that's very hard for a lot of the people, but I think it's going to be more believable if it's music that she actually like would listen to in real life.
You don't think she liked her Olympic music? I thought she chose that music. What I thought.
It was a bad choice if that's what she was choosing.
I
I
think
mean, it
so.
literally was Sandra Bosch's flirting.
No.
No, it was Catalina Panora's flirting.
Yeah, can't even think of the name right now.
Was it Fever?
But who?
It wasn't Fever. No, it was. It was. No.
No. That was 2012. 2016. She. It's like. It's like literally like Ellie Goulding is the singer's name.
My favorite Jade Carey.
2012 Fever was a really good routine.
My favorite Jade Carey flirting was the 2017 flirting.
17
Yeah.
Worlds. Because it was like. It was really good. It was fierce and her movements were crisper and she landed with her chest straight upright and her arms above her
And
head.
see, the things that they require, like you see how fast Jessica. That's probably why Jessica Gadarova gets so much artistry points because she moves so quickly throughout her routine. It's never like a, she's never in one spot for very long. Whereas
just like Simone, in my eyes.
But Jessica's even,
She might do it better.
yeah. But I no, I get what you're saying. The best American to me that has that quality is probably Lee Ann. Oh,
No, it's not for me. No, when I think of that, if I'm understanding what you're saying, it's like Suni or Simone, where they just their choreography is just elevated, so it's like they always have something to do, somewhere to put
hmm.
them. I think Suni's is better than Simone, but Simone is more consistent because it's just like automatic. It seems like with
I have
her,
a good example.
but
You
it's
see how like Charlize had a very slow and lethargic floor music, but she was moving throughout the whole. It was never she was never like stuck in one spot, just waving her arms. She was always up on.
yeah, she does a good job
She
with
was
that too.
always up on high toes. She was always traveling, even if she wasn't doing like anything acrobatic or like gymnastics. She was always up on toe, moving around, making her body flow with the music. Like that's something that Jay Carey just do. Even Jocelyn does a better job at that than Jade. Like Jocelyn does isn't. Like, I know y'all don't like Jocelyn, but I like Jocelyn Fleur routine. Like it's one of my favorites.
I think she does a great job of not of moving her body. Just her and Leanne sometimes they'll move their body but not their feet.
Yeah,
So they'll just like kind of stay in the same
yes,
place.
I do agree with that. Um, yeah, Jordan. I hope you get some new. I hope you go back to your floor music from last year because this floor music from this year was not.
Where did we first see Jordan? At the classic this year?
Yes, and I think she only did
And she
two.
did all around?
No, I think she only did two events.
But she did floor. Wherever we saw floor
You saw floor
first
the
this
first
year,
time.
and I saw that she changed her music, changed her choreography, or had that new choreography. I didn't really care that she changed it, but just had this new choreography. And for tumbles, I was like, this is like upside down world. Like, this makes no sense to me. It was so upsetting because I felt like all the progress that had been made in terms of the construction was like
Jay Carey too. I
it
thought
was
Jay Carey
refreshed.
was going to use her NCAA floor music too because I kind of like her NCAA floor music this season, but yeah, no.
I actually think that responding to this comment, Simone has gotten better at this because she doesn't stand in the same place as much and move her body.
Well, Simone understands the assignment because in 2021 routine, that Tokyo Drift, that was the worst Simone Biles routine. First of all, they just was just doing stuff to just be doing stuff.
Oh, it was pretty
What was the worst Aaliyah
not
routine to
great.
you?
It would have to be at the end of her career. The ones at the end of
Oh
her career.
yeah.
Like, cause she changed. She had one in like 2019. Maybe that one's the worst one. Was that a valid answer?
Yes, it is. I mean, she competed. I just don't know what my baby Gabby Douglas for to do for this artistry shit on floor because I could see her fixing everything else. As bad as I think Jay Carey is as a dancer, Jay Carey is still better than my baby Gabby Douglas is at dancing. Like Gabby is more flexible.
And Gabby won a dance TV show.
It wasn't gymnastics dance.
That is so crazy to me.
I just ooh, ooh,
Who could teach Gabby what she needs to learn?
Jesus.
So she's not capable in your eyes?
Ah. I don't know. It's been a long time since we've seen her in gymnastics. We never know what she did outside of gymnastics that have made her gymnastics better. So she might come to the competition as a
Because
brand new gymnast that we've never seen before.
she totally might. I mean, why not? But I don't recall a Chow floor routine I liked. That was like had good dance or
She only
artistry.
had one floor routine at Chow.
I know, but that was like a strong foundation, I feel like, in my eyes. What about Excalibur? Can we blame them?
Yes. Oh my goodness. To me, my favorite Gabby routine was her la la music.
And that was at
Uh
Buckeye.
huh. But then Buckeye turned around and fucked up in 2016 and gave her that damn Kung Fu Panda shit. That was just.
No, really?
It wasn't. Kung Fu.
I thought she had Lala at the Olympics. Did
No.
she
She had
not?
some Kung Fu Panda shit.
To be honest, Buckeye did not do a bad job with her. That's not a controversial statement at all. I know in 2015, but like, what? How could they have done her better as coaches? Gotten her Almanar back?
In what year?
2015. I'm saying that Buckeye did not do a bad job, and that's not controversial to say because she won the silver medal at Worlds. But they probably could have done better with an athlete like Gabby Douglas.
Yeah, her talent was too much for Buckeye's gymnastics, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Maybe, yeah, because Holly wasn't. She was just flexible, but she wasn't a great dancer either. So maybe. But I'm just afraid.
Holly
I'm just
Weiss
afraid
was
that
also
because Woga really likes to get them girls classical pieces of music, and that's just not Gabby's thing at all. So it could be.
there's this girl with like jazzy music, Ashley Sullivan.
Hmm. All I'm gonna say is Sky Blakely goes to Woga too. Yes, she goes to the other Woga, but is Woga nonetheless.
Is that Holly Weiss's Woga?
Hmm. To be honest, I know Simone likes to change her floor music every season. She does. I think she should give a tribute floor routine for this next Olympic. I think she should pick whatever her favorite floor routine, as long as it's not the damn Tokyo Drift shit. But whichever floor routine, I'm sorry, there's only three floor routines she can pick from. She can either pick 2019 again, she can pick 2015, or she can pick 2014. So between those three routines, she should do a routine and take it to the Olympics.
I like I like some other ones that you didn't mention.
Which ones?
Did you say 20? You didn't say 2016, I don't
No, I
think.
didn't care for that routine.
What did you not like
The
about it?
music.
Do you know what you didn't like about the music?
I was mad that she changed it from 2015, so I never gave it a chance.
Okay, understand. And her 2013 one was not bad. It was definitely cute and appropriate
I
and
wouldn't mind her doing that.
adorable, and not as bad as
I
2021.
wouldn't mind her
Sorry.
revamping the 2013 routine for her adult self.
I don't think she would ever do that.
I can see the routine being a little bit more like saucier than like the kitty choreography they gave her back then. Because
You don't think that in her eyes, she's like leveled up from that routine? It's choreography?
I think it could be a challenge that she could not do the same choreography. Now I'm saying take the same music and put different choreography to it.
Oh my gosh.
That's what she should.
Well, yeah, that could be
That's
great.
what I'm talking
That's
about.
like
Do a
endless
tribute routine.
possibilities.
Take an old piece of music, and give it new give it a new life.
I wish Simone had like a favorite gymnast so she could like take their routine for one season.
I think Simone's favorite gym. Gabby Douglas, and then they actually got to know each other, and I think that quickly went away.
Speculation, but
Allegedly,
we're talking about
alleged.
now. We're talking about 2023.
I think Gabby still probably was her idol.
Like,
She just would never admit it. She would never admit it now, but
is anyone asking her that
nobody would
question?
dare ask her it because they already know.
When was the last time someone asked her that? Like, has she ever given a different answer? ASAC, I've heard that. I feel like, or some, maybe she said like, she's said a lot of good things about Kyla and Jordan also. But like, I wish there was someone who had like, as a child, she watched or
I think she
something. You know?
said it was Alicia Sacramone. I think she said because when she turned a senior, she wanted to stop doing bars like Alicia.
Yeah, that is something I've heard.
But you can't tell me that Simone seeing Gabby being the first black gymnast, as much as how excited she was that there was the first black podium this year, didn't like give her like some extra like, wow, Gabby could do it, I could do it too. But she would just never admit it. Not now.
Yeah.
Not after
Who do you? Not after what?
whatever interaction she had between Gabby and her mom. Not now.
Oh, I'm like, I don't know anything about her mom and Simone, but I'm like, maybe I shouldn't
Hmm.
ask. I was gonna ask if you think Nastia, if somehow you like didn't look at, like you pretend like it was possible to to not acknowledge her comeback attempt, like could she, or maybe that's not even important. Could she, if the conditions were right, be a bar specialist on an Olympic team in 2024?
Not still live here.
Yeah, and like take a spot from someone else. If she had been training and conditioning like all of 2023 and 22,
Is she still
but
competing
not
as
competing.
an American or she moved to Ukraine?
LOL. I, is she Ukrainian?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. I think, and she's also from her dad's from. Is he from Kazakhstan?
Her dad, one of, I think,
But I definitely meant the USA, and I think you know that.
I think her dad is Ukrainian. I think he was, and no, I don't think Nastia could put together a bar routine that could challenge anybody that would take a spot. Because she would have to learn how to
I wish
do,
there was like
she
an
would have to learn how to do shap skills, and Nastia hated them things. And since she refused to learn how to do them, there's just no way she could construct a bar routine that could challenge.
yeah, I agree. Is there a age cap to like
They're not Russian
level 10
Huh?
gymnastics? Is there an age cap to like level 10
I thought
gymnastics?
it was 18,
Can
but
Nastia come back and like be the level 10 champion?
I thought it was 18, but then I thought
Can
about it. Dominique Mucci, I'm sorry, Dominique Mucciano came back in one random year in 2006 as a level 10. So
maybe it was earlier than that? Or was it 2006? You would know.
I think it was 2000. It might have been 2000. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2006. Might have been
Okay.
2003. 2003 would make
That's what
more
I would.
sense, but 2006 feel right. I know I'm wrong.
It was a while. It was like more than just having it be more than just one quad off sounds right.
Yeah, it was more than one quad off, I believe. And Johnny, yes, her parents were Soviets, but Soviet Union was comprised of different countries, and Nasia would have been a competitive gymnast well after the Soviet Union would have broke apart. She would have been born after the Soviet Union would have been broken apart. and they would have lived in Ukraine, and she would have grew up as a Ukrainian gymnast. That's what would happen.
Or possibly Kazakhstan?
Possibly, but trust me, Valerie was not staying in Russia. I can tell you that.
Why? Why? Yeah, why? Why him more
Communism,
than other Russian gymnasts?
communism.
But not all of them left, did they? Did a lot of
He
them leave?
left.
A lot of, yeah.
So trust me, he was not staying in Russia, and he has not gone back since. So he's not.
Oh, see, I thought they would have gone back to like see their family.
I'm sure they go back to visit their family, but like to live, like you don't think the Russians have offered Valery the head coaching job of the women and probably the men team too?
Why have I never thought about that? Like,
And
not
he's
once.
like, yeah, I'm good.
Wait, he
I'll go
could.
over there and
Was
train the
was
Brazilian
Arkayev
women.
the head of both
Huh?
also? Was Arkayev the head of both? The men
In
and women?
'96.
And what about in 2012 with Alexandrov?
I don't know who the men's coach was. I know he was the women's coach. He might have been both.
Like, that's so crazy if Valery was men and women in Russia. That would really gag me. And you think they offered him that? Or just both individually?
When he was shopping around for a head coaching job and decided to go to Brazil, I think they offered him the position because I think Alexandrov had left at that point. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about who had the jobs. I think it was like the Tokyo quad, or maybe right after Rio.
Valery was the head coach of the USA women for 1 year, and then the whole abuse scandal happened, and he hightailed it to Brazil and stayed with Brazil for that whole quad, and then came back here to train Connor. I think that's the way it happened.
But he didn't. Is that really why he came back?
To train Connor, I
Yeah.
believe that's what happened. I believe they fired him from Brazil for being too mean. And he came back and he was trying to lay low. And then Connor was like, please train me. And he was like, hell yeah. Because I believe Anna was the coach of their Woga, and all of the big names was going to Yevgeny Woga, like the Blakely sisters and all these other people.
I can't. I don't have such a good memory about that.
I don't.
Like, who were Woga talents in 2017?
I know Woga took a lot of
Mm-mm.
hits when the Landys left Woga and went to WCC and became the head coaches over there. Because the Landys was supposed to be Valerius Woga's head coaches while he was over in Brazil doing his thing over there in Brazil.
Oh, so they left on him
Yeah.
while he was away.
Before, well, whenever Simone decided to come back, that's when she stole them. So I think she came back in 2018. So yeah, he was already gone by then, I think.
It's November.
Yay. All right, you guys, I'm exhausted. All right. Thank you for tuning in for any final words, Oscar?
um, I'm excited to see Melanie and Julia and Manila and Pauline and Chiaki at the Swiss Cup this weekend.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm happy I got to come on again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we really talked about everything. I have really nothing else to talk about. um, we might do a show on. Yeah, I'll do a show on Thursday. There will be a show coming up on Thursday. Check the channel. Lots of little clips, lots of little videos. I'm so cool. So, thank you everybody from the bottom of my heart for watching all of my little attempts at editing videos. It makes me feel so good that people are actually watching things. Um, Oscar, where can they find you at? Promote your YouTube channel.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Okay. My budding YouTube channel is the same name as my Twitter. So it's Catfish with a K, Crenshaw with another K, one word. Thank you.
And
Oh, and also,
go ahead.
sorry, can I
Go ahead.
also plug my Instagram, which is Gymnastics Saves Lives. Come check me out there.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
No, thank you. Do you want me to duck out so you can say goodbye solo?
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Bye, friend. So thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's episode as we recap literally the entire 2023 gymnastics season. If there was any competitions or any events that we missed out on, I'm so sorry. We just forgot to talk about it. Um, I love you all so, so much. Thank you all for all the birthday wishes. Thank you for all the birthday love. I love you all, man. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Gymnastics for Everybody, hosted by Makayla Loves Gymnastics. Bye.